Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, my name is Mambi and you are very welcome. This video is about a speech that the defense minister of Mali has given. During this time, they are going to build a memorial center for the heroes, those who have left us, a place that they can go to remember them. And so he has given this powerful speech. Families, please listen. I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
Speech. The minister returned to the historical aspects of our defense tool and the challenge facing us today. A speech delivered by the Minister of Defense and Veterans, Lieutenant General Sudio Camara, during the presentation of the memorial project dedicated to fallen soldiers. During his speech, the minister returned to the subject on the historical aspects of our defense system and current challenges. In the Salle des Banquiers at Kuluba on Thursday, January 16, 2025, Lieutenant General Sudio Camara, Minister of Defense and Veterans, is about to deliver a historic speech to the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, military leaders, presidents of institutions and other members of the government. Once at the lectern, General Camara enters into communion with his audience through silence. In his speech, he must appeal not only to the intelligence of the heart, but also to the soul of the audience, and through half of the audio-visual medium to the Malian people, a nation that can't remember where it came from. Can't pretend to know. No set direction. It is vulnerable to predators, manipulators and profiteers. Certain powers, having understood this principle long ago, have taken advantage of it to dominate the peoples of the world. They had time, applying it in Africa, starting with the period of slavery, by perfecting it under colonization, and by exploiting it during the neo-colonial period that followed independence. They methodically destroyed the value systems of the conquered countries, reshaped their education system, revised their history. The result is alienation of culture and identity. In effects, will continue to be felt for generations to come. We're still seeing the facts today in Africa, with a partially uprooted youth and complex leaders, that they are villains who defend the interests of the colonists to the detriment of their own brothers. Fortunately, the Almighty has given every human being a shred of judgment, intelligence, and dignity. So, every civilization and every generation has personalities capable of resistance in the air, whose lucidity and courage give them the ability to mobilize their people, to enlighten them, and to open the door to truth and honor for them, to help its defenders of justice in their task of awakening consciences. This is often a priestly task. God helps them by pushing the dominant into an excess of arrogance that exasperates even their most submissive subjects. So, the message of liberation is clearer, more concise, The refreshing wind of dignity blows stronger on oppressed peoples. We are Malians living through this particularly tumultuous period. After 15 years of humiliation, we are proud and happy to contribute to the rebirth of Mali's dignity and honor. History has decided to withdraw its trust in usurpers. LG is using the Malian people. Did you wake up before others? To be at the forefront of this generational battle. The lamentable words of a French head of state in full decomposition only accelerate and amplify the message from Mali authorities and IS. I present the transition. Head of State, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. We must remember that nothing can be taken for granted in the face of such adversity. We must remember that freedom and dignity cannot be given, they must be snatched away, and we must be prepared to pay the price. We must remember that the time of value is here. Bravo to you from our ancestors. The villain of the Glorious Act era and the oblivion of their sacrifice. We're inexorably heading for a new cycle of slavery and domination. That's why your decision to build for our generation and all those to come. A memorial to immortalize the sacrifices of Mali's visionary warriors is a vital contribution to safeguarding our memory, our dignity, our collective conscience, our sovereignty, and our honor. It is therefore with deep emotion that we gather here today to mark the launch of the immemorial building dedicated to our fallen soldiers, which will be erected in Cathy, the garrison town that saw so many of our soldiers enlist and die to protect our freedom and sovereignty. Thanks to this building, which will become emblematic and take pride of place in the cycle of national celebrations. There would be no more misfortune, the legacy of the warrior seers that made us what we are today. This solemn moment is a token of our gratitude to those who sacrificed their lives to defend our freedom, our sovereignty and dignity. In their honor, I respectfully ask you to observe a moment of contemplation. Thank you.
Thank you, families, for listening. I've added another video to this one. The president himself, General Assimi Goita, has also given a speech concerning the same defense and security. He spoke to the army, but there was something that he mentioned that I didn't know about in this speech. Families, please listen, and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
Of the armies. Through your role as an interface, you have managed with determination and in accordance with political orientations to contribute to the coherence of the decision-making process, highlighting the crucial role of the mayor in the planning and arrangement of operations. I have a thought for all the victims of terrorism, as well as the soldiers who fell in the line of duty. Their sacrifice and commitment will forever remain a source of inspiration for future generations. To those who are displaced, to the hostages, to the bereaved families, our active solidarity and our unwavering support continue towards them. In a constantly evolving geopolitical context, it is imperative to adapt our strategies and strengthen our posture to face threats, both internal and external. It is in this spirit that we have worked with our brothers in arms from Burkina Faso and Niger to establish a unified force within the Confederation of Sahel States, AIS. I commend in this regard. Your personal commitment is that of the entire chain of command, but above all, the fighting spirit of the men, a true lever of our operations. The operational success you achieve on the various fronts restores hope to the populations and at the same time strengthens the armed forces nation bonds. I encourage you to persevere in this path. The only guarantee to further earn the trust of the Malian people whose sacrifice in favor of the army must match its stature. This year, 2025, we wish it to be a year of peace and prosperity for Mali and the other members of the AIS. It presents itself as a year of great challenges. In this process of pooling energies and resources, I urge you, alongside your brothers in arms from Burkina Faso and Niger, to accelerate the operational planning procedures while prioritizing a comprehensive approach to resolving the crisis our states are facing.
To the enemies of Mali, you have been warned. The Malian armed forces will stay the course for a secured confederation.
Thank you, families, for listening. I like both speeches because we have to remember where we are coming from. If we forget, then we can get lost and we will not find our way back. So it's good that day in and day out, when they meet, they talk about all those things that happen and what they are going to do about it and the way forward. I like that the president is saying that for our enemies, get ready, we are coming for you. And also there's one thing that I said I didn't know about. It's about the kidnapping of some of the army officers that was mentioned. He didn't go into details, but I had no idea. I knew about Niger because they have exchanged not long ago, few months ago, but I didn't know about Mali or Burkina Faso. So yes, my heart goes out for them all, and I hope they will do what they can to bring them back home to their families. And we hope and pray that God will protect all of them, because these people, we know they will not stop, but neither them will stop. They will pursue them like they promised. They will follow them to where they are and get them and dig them out of their holes. Yes, and since now the aid is over, they might not be getting any sponsorship unless the government themselves or individual corporations decide, yes, to sponsor them. We know they do it as well. So we wait and see what will happen next. But our condolences to the families of those who have lost their lives fighting for the good cause of their own country. Thank you, families. Yes. Credit to ORTM1. Families, I will be back with another news. God bless you all, my returning families, my VIPs, my kings and queens. Thank you. If you are new here, consider subscribing. I've noticed a lot of you do not watch Malian news or Niger news. Yes, and that's fact, because even YouTube has told me, but we have to support all of them, because one cannot do without the other. So we have to support all of them. Thank you, families. Normally, I do not bring more news from Mali. Maybe it's part of my fault as well, because many at times our president speak in the local language, which is great as well. So I will see you soon, families. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.